Hey, everybody. As many of you know, we're approaching this incredible precipice of artificial general intelligence, or AGI. And this is a transformation that could remake human society in very profound ways. So for me, surprisingly, the most important book for understanding this moment wasn't written by a futurist or technologist. It was written by Oscar Wilde back in 1891. So let me try to explain why that's the case. Most people know Oscar Wilde for The Portrait of Dorian Gray, or his plays, or his witticisms. He also wrote this one incredible political essay, The Soul of Man Under Socialism, and it offers a vision that is like incredibly prescient for where we are now. In that book, Wilde discussed the idea of utopia, and he wrote, a map of the world that does not include utopia is not even worth glancing at, for it leaves out the one country at which humanity is always landing. And when humanity lands there, it looks out and, seeing a better country, sets sail. Progress is the realization of utopias. So Wilde imagined a distant future where technology and automation eliminate drudgery, fundamentally transforming work itself. In his vision, this liberation would allow everybody, not just a privileged few or a tiny elite, to cultivate their individuality and their creative potential. And to do this, we would shift away from a focus on corporate control of resources and private wealth to a more kind of a collaborative, cooperative society. Now, leaders like Sam Altman of OpenAI and Dario Amodei of Anthropic now say we're about 2 to 4 years away from AGI. And once again, this is a system that could eliminate most forms of cognitive labor, and then it would be followed by AI augmented robotics, which will do away with most forms of manual labor. And we can also already see these humanoid robots that are becoming more and more dexterous, more and more powerful, and so on. And so Wilde, with incredible foresight, realized that such technological revolution would lead to one of only two possible future outcomes. So either you would have industrial tyranny on an incredible scale, or you would have a liberated society that converts private property into public wealth and replaces competition with cooperation. Where we are today, most of us really have a lot of fear or even terror about losing our livelihoods in this competitive economic system that ties our survival to our work. But Wilde recognized that under a different economic arrangement, this same technological development could actually free humanity. And he noted that throughout history, artistic pursuits were largely limited to those with inherited wealth and leisure time. Only the very privileged few had the time and the resources they needed to truly cultivate their unique gifts and their unique essence. So in a future when we were all liberated from drudgery, everybody would have the same opportunity for creative self-development. And this doesn't mean that everybody would be an artist. Some people may concentrate on love, on family relationships, on spiritual inquiry, or they might just, lie on the bank of a river contemplating, clouds, crystals, and flowers, and so on. So for Wilde, he talked about, cultivated leisure as actually the desired end state for humanity. And actually, I do not think our lives would be meaningless without work. In fact, they'd be far more meaningful and purposeful, offering us many new opportunities. And also, when we consider the ecological crisis we're facing right now as a species, if we liberated people from this sort of meaningless drudgery, we could retrain people to help, do the work that needs to get done to heal the planet, such as replenishing ecosystems, saving threatened species, and so on. We could undertake large-scale permaculture and aquaculture projects, and we could, engineer a massive shift to renewable energy. Wilde wrote, up to the present, man has been, to a certain extent, the slave of machinery. And you have a system where, one man owns the machines and makes the benefit of the 500 people working for him. I mean, it's very inequitable, as we're seeing now. Were that machine the property of all, everybody would benefit. All unintellectual labor, all monotonous, dull labor must be done by machinery. At present, machines compete against man. Under proper conditions, machinery will serve man, while humanity will be amusing itself or enjoying cultivated leisure, which, and not labor, is the aim of man. Machinery will be doing all the necessary and unpleasant work. So I think that's a wonderful vision. And it's amazing that this vision that Wilde had is actually now within our grasp. We could have a post-work society, and then focus on the ecological crisis and consciousness development and so on. But unfortunately, we're facing this very critical threshold. AGI in the hands of dictatorships and corporate monopolies, could lead to infinitely stable dictatorships or this kind of horrifying despotism that Wilde warned us against. So I think at this point, the question is not whether this kind of transformation is coming. The question is whether we will shape AI to support collective human flourishing, or will we allow it to shape us towards something much darker and sort of desolate in a way. To me, this almost feels like a final battle, like Lord of the Rings or something, and one that we all need to be part of. So this is the question: will AI be used to further, will we allow it, say, to be used to further consolidate wealth and power, with a small elite owning the machines and the systems, while the rest of us are made obsolete or turned into data serfs in a techno-feudalist kind of nightmare? Or can we use AI to abolish scarcity, make life itself an artistic pursuit, and free people from economic servitude so everybody has the opportunity to develop their unique gifts and their unique selves? So really, that's where we're at, and that's the choice. Right now, the choice is ours.